It was Cynthia and Ariana for me. Like Cynthia's hand on chest, Ariana pulling the, I don't have fake nails on, but the Hello, hi, and welcome back to another episode of Ode to Pop Culture. Guys, it's been a minute. I'm so sorry, but the last few weeks, November in particular, November was a movie. I had the Wicked premiere, Moana 2. I was nominated for Entertainment Creator of the Year at this year's TikTok Awards. It's been a lot, and I've actually sat down a couple of times to record something, but it didn't feel authentic. It didn't feel right, and it felt like I was force filming just to have something out there. So I was like, no, let's take a breather and think of some topics, think of some ideas. So when I come down, I'm excited, and I'm excited and passionate about what I'm talking about. So here we are, and I am so happy to be back. Now, as you know, my tagline is Yap and Snack, and today is a Terry's chocolate orange kind of day. Come on, I just want one slice. Got chocolate on my joggers, great start. How are we actually in December? I'll say the standard cliches about how this year has gone so fast. Now, at this time of year, everyone is doing their reminiscing and reflecting. And me being a pop culture enthusiast, I want to talk about the wildest, wackiest, wholesome moments of 2024. I'm thinking to split it into 3 parts. And I would really appreciate for my next 2 episodes if you could let me know in the comments what you want me to speak about, and I will get to work. But for this episode, we are talking about Wicked, the memes, the press tour, the movie itself, 2024 being the year of bubblegum pop, and not demure being the word of 2024, and why it's important to post your content. So yeah, 3 very different topics. I'm gonna try and make it flow nicely, but I didn't promise structure over here, just vibes. Now I'm gonna start with Wicked, a film everybody is talking about, rightly so, because Wicked had me by the edges and I didn't see it coming. For those that don't know, I'm an entertainment reporter and I love watching interviews, conducting them. Like in my spare time, I watch compilations of the funniest moments on the Graham Norton show. That's how much I love interviews. So I am familiar with press tours and all of that. And I can confidently say that the Wicked press tour, it was interesting. It was a lot. Now, I am sure the words holding space is going to be itched into some people's brains for a lifetime. Because when I saw that Ariana Grande, Cynthia Erivo, and the director, John M. Chu, did a breakdown of that viral moment, I was so glad that they could collectively agree that this was a in the club, we're all confused kind of vibe. Because, yeah.
I've seen it, yeah.
That's really powerful.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea that this thing was going on. I didn't know that was happening.
So I didn't know what any part of it meant.
But not to sound snobby or anything, but I actually understood what she meant. Was the context a little bit dramatic? Yeah. But it was Cynthia and Ariana for me. Like Cynthia's hand on chest, Ariana pulling the, I don't have fake nails on, but the, so I watched it a few times thinking, what is going on? I even had to Google the term again because I thought I misinterpreted it. But yeah, that breakdown proved I wasn't going mad. So I had the pleasure of being invited to the Wicked premiere, and what a night. A very cold night, but what a night. It was at the Royal Festival Hall in London, and I've never been to a screening in that room before. And guys, when I say there was not one empty seat, it was packed out. And I honestly didn't think the film would exceed my expectations because in terms of the marketing, and I know that these are 2 very different films, it was giving me Barbie vibes. And don't get me wrong, Barbie was a good film for what it was. Like, you knew it was going to be good, but it didn't really exceed my expectations in any way. But this film, I was honestly speechless by the end of it. Like, Cynthia and Ariana really did that and come through Golden Globe nominations. Like, I was not expecting anything less. But this film and the press tour has sparked so many talking points, from Ariana and Cynthia doing more crying than talking, why the colouring wasn't to a saturated High School Musical 2 level. I don't know what that was about. I want to talk about this video which was shared on Twitter where Cynthia Erivo's presence in the movie was kind of erased from British tabloids in particular, and the sole focus was Ariana Grande. Now, I know bare people were clowning Cynthia when that fan made that AI edit where her face was kind of covered, and she responded saying that she wished she reacted differently, but she really told no lies. And I feel like every black woman can understand that that outburst was coming from a deeper place, because her erasure in the British tabloids really speaks volumes into how black excellence is celebrated in the UK. Now, I know that Ariana Grande is the biggest star, therefore appealing to a bigger audience, but the amount of people that thought Ariana Grande was the main lead, they actually thought Cynthia was the one doing the supporting. And I'm not even trying to be that person, but the amount of pictures we've seen of the 2 of them hands in hand, method dressing, crying, laughing, hugging each other. It wasn't hard to find a picture and put them both on the front page, but that's just my opinion. It just seemed at the time that Cynthia's input was minimized while Ariana's was maximized. Like, I'm sorry, but look at this. I hate to be all Victoria Justice about this, but I think they're both singing. And as a black woman in the UK, this kind of thing is disappointing but not surprising. And you would think with Cynthia being a British woman that her list of accolades would be acknowledged, but no, unfortunately, that wasn't the case. But what I have loved seeing, and best believe I watched every single Wicked press junket out there because that's just what I do. But what I loved was seeing Jonathan Bailey, who plays Fiyero in the movie, whenever he was asked a question solely about Ariana, he always weaved Cynthia into the conversation.
Nerves like on the first day on set when you were singing to a musical icon like Ariana Grande.
Yeah, and Cynthia,
And if there's one thing my Viscount is going to do, it's support the POCs. But for those that have seen Wicked, please send help because it's been nearly a month. I saw it the first time at the premiere and I saw it with my mum a week after. If I'm not doing Cynthia's riff in Defying Gravity, I am not going to come on Beyonce's internet and attempt to even do it. If I don't find myself doing that, I'm like, and I will be lonely. That choreography, I don't know what it is, but it's so aesthetically pleasing to the eye. I don't know if it's the motions, the sway, I don't know what it is, but that is probably one of the most satisfying sequences I've seen in a musical. And there's a part of a movie I just can't escape from. And the most frustrating thing is, it's not even that significant, but it's blown all over TikTok. You know what I'm talking about. We deserve each other, me and Buck. It's not leaving. It's been 2 weeks and I'm scared. But people that have seen the film, thinking about seeing it, let's fangirl together because I'm still not done talking about it. I was not expecting it to enjoy it as much as I did. Cynthia and Ariana's performance was just otherworldly. The chemistry was electric. Nobody, in my opinion, was miscast. I feel like everyone delivered their A game. Jonathan Bailey, just... And what's making me laugh is that this whole press tour has been one for the books and they've got to do it all again next year for part 2. I know that Ariana was hell-bent on making that distinction between herself and Glinda, like she didn't want it to be the Ariana show, but I could definitely see the bubblegummy pop elements within some of her sequences, and I was so here for it. And speaking of which, we have to turn our attention to somebody that made me fall in love with that genre again this year. Please appreciate that segue into the next topic. They're not going to be the smoothest, but I'm trying my best. Pop girlies have really dominated 2024. We have Sabrina Carpenter, Chapell Roan, who I actually refer to as Chapell Roan in one of my TikToks. I wanted to do something about it, but it was too late. The video went semi-viral, and when somebody pointed it out, I was like, oh my gosh. Genuinely didn't know how her stage name was pronounced, but yeah, Chapell Roan, I know has blown up this year as well. Charlie XCX. Again, like Chapell Roan, I don't really listen to her music. I know that Brat is definitely up there with the words of the year. I know that really did its thing and took over. I only know Apple from TikTok. I don't know the lyrics that well, and I don't know what this motion is. Speaking of Charlie XCX, like I said, I don't really listen to her music, but you know that song? What's that movie? The Fault in Our Stars. Boom, clap the sound at my heart. I was obsessed with that song. I don't know what it was, but I could not stop listening to it for ages. I'm sure it did very well in the charts and everything, but that went triple platinum in my house. But I'm going to tell you a pop girly that I have not been able to get enough of, and that is Miss Sabrina Carpenter. Before this year, I didn't know that much about her, apart from the fact that she was on Disney Channel, but it wasn't my Disney Channel era. And what I mean by that is that I'm not familiar with any show that isn't Hannah Montana, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, That's So Raven, Recess, throw in Wizards of Waverly Place. You get my drift. Anything after Good Luck Charlie, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what those shows are. Sorry to those shows.
Sorry to this man.
But April 2024 was a great month for those that worked in marketing for coffee brands. Espresso was and is that girl. And I remember everyone clowning the lyrics, saying that they're lazy and it's basic. Maya Rudolph perfectly summed this up on Saturday Night Live. The lyrics are vague, but the vibe slaps. I'm working late because I'm a singer. Facts. I'm not a singer, but facts. And the thing about me, yeah, is I'm a sucker for lyrical wordplay because move it up, down, left, right, oh, switch it up like Nintendo. When I heard that bar, I was in silence because I was just like, I'm sorry, it's genius. In terms of music, I also felt like 2024 was the year of fun music videos. Like, I remember back in the day getting home from school and flipping to the music channel. I used to love a good music video, but I don't feel like it holds the same weight these days now. I don't feel like anyone really cares about them. I would say Sabrina and Ariana Grande really brought back fun music videos. I'm not going to speak too much about Sabrina and Barry's current situation, but please, 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 Taste music video with Jenna Ortega. And I need to fangirl over the Eternal Sunshine album because it had me like this and I wasn't letting go. We Can't Be Friends is probably one of the most beautiful songs I think I've ever heard. That, along with Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, that was probably one of my top 5 overplayed songs of the year. But yeah, the last time pop really dominated like this, I would say it was maybe the 2010s when Rihanna, Katy Perry, Lady Gaga were on the scene, and we haven't had a resurgence like that in so long. And sort of unrelated, but there's an artist that I really, really need, it's a need at this point, to return back to their roots, and that is Craig David. I want him to go back to his R&B and garage fusion. When I tell you, I was obsessed with Craig David back in the day. It was bad. It was really bad. And I actually did have the pleasure of meeting him 2 years ago. I didn't get to tell him that Walking Away had such a special place in my heart as an 8-year-old, but we'll save that for another day. But I would love for that 90s R&B sound to come back in full force. Yeah, all the nostalgia is just too much. So yeah, music in 2024. Catchy, cutesy, captivating. Okay, I mentioned cutesy, so you already know where my next topic is leading to. Told you, I'm gonna try and be smooth with it. So for those that don't know, demure has been named 2024's word of the year. Now, I remember being in Portugal at the time, and I wasn't really on my phone like that. I tried to kind of disconnect from socials and really be present in the moment. But I remember the day where I actually did go on socials, and I was just seeing this word come up in people's Instagram posts, seeing it in their TikTok videos, and I was thinking, what is going on? And I remember scrolling through Twitter, and nearly every other post, someone was mentioning that word, and I'm thinking, have I missed something? Guys, when I tell you it took me ages to find the original TikTok of Jules LeBron, the creator, the one that started off this whole thing. It took me ages. I didn't even find her video at first. I found another one, and it got a lot of views, but a part of me was saying this cannot be the original version, because respectfully it just seemed too generic. Like, nothing was really giving. I was thinking, no, this can't be it. Then I finally found it in a news article.
You see how I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful. I don't come to work with a green cut crease. I don't look like a clown when I go to work.
But yeah, that was the TikTok that took off and changed her life from what I can see, because every video she did from then on, I would go in the comments and every brand imaginable was all up in there. She posted the cutest video where she said that because of all the brand deals that she's been getting, she has enough to pay for her gender transition. And I loved that it sparked a bigger message to aspiring creatives out there in posting your content. I feel like post your content has been the mantra for 2024, because we have just seen an influx in creators landing book deals, getting presenting opportunities, being on TV, just for simply getting their phone and posting their content. Especially when it comes to TikTok, the most viewed videos on that app are from a creator who didn't say a word, who simply just reacted to things by going, I'm sure most of you know who I'm talking about, but here he is just for reference. And I know the term influencer and content creator has some negative connotations to it, as I know a lot of people, myself included, I'm gonna hold my hands up, have been questioning why certain creators are in a space where professionals in that field deserve to be. But at the same time, it can't be denied that there is a shift in the way we consume media. I don't think people are watching TV the way we used to back in the day anymore. People are on their phones watching things on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels. Like, that is the takeover. And I honestly reached a point earlier in the year where I was done complaining about that kind of thing, and I was like, you know what, if you can't beat them, join them. I won't bore you too much on my own content creator journey, but I started in September 2022, but it was only this year where I decided to take it somewhat seriously, like posting twice a day, fixing up the lighting, that kind of thing. And honestly, just from me picking up my phone and just talking about things that interest me while being myself, the opportunities I've had this year, honestly, I'm smiling now just thinking about it, because I was looking through my camera roll the other day and I was thinking, did all of this happen? I had the opportunity to go to Texas this year to speak at the South by Southwest Festival. I have worked with brands consistently since July. I got to work with Universal for Wicked. I was nominated for Entertainment Creator of the Year for the TikTok Awards. Like, the blessings have been blessing, and I'm honestly just so grateful. All I do is yap about TV shows, films that I love, reality TV, my 2 cents on what's going on in the world of pop culture. And people seem to really like that. And I remember getting in my head thinking, oh my gosh, people are going to think I'm weird. People aren't going to understand my humor. People are going to think I'm just, I don't know. It was just all that anxieties was just coming out, which made me almost censor myself in a way, to the point where I sounded a bit robotic at first, like I didn't have a personality. And over time, it naturally just came with it. And I'm just so grateful for the blessings. Yeah, I believe content creation has really intrigued people this year. And I believe 2025, people are going to be ready with their cameras. Being at the TikTok Awards last week and being in that room full of talented creators really did show me that there are so many talented people out there, and having a platform like TikTok, Instagram and YouTube to really showcase your personality. Like, the beauty of apps like TikTok and YouTube is you never know who's watching. Like, I remember being out one time and somebody actually did come up to me being like, I loved your reviews on Love Island, like I love the way that you debrief the show. And I remember thinking, what? And it's weird, because it's just like, when you post these videos, you don't think anyone's, people are watching, but like, you don't expect that to be brought into your real life, if that makes sense. You don't expect someone to actually come up to you and say that. So when that happened, I was like, oh yeah, people actually do watch my stuff. Obviously, it's on the internet, and it's just such a nice feeling. So I would say to the aspiring creatives out there that are thinking about content creation but just don't know where to start, what I would say is, try not to take it too seriously at first. Don't think about views, followers, all of that. Don't think about it too deeply, and just have fun with it. Because if viewers can see that you're having fun, they'll have fun with you. And I promise the payoff will be so rewarding. So just have fun with it while being yourself. There's an uplifting message to end the episode. So that brings me to the end of my Pop Culture Rewind Part 1. Like I said at the beginning, please comment below your wildest, wackiest, wholesome moments of 2024, and I will get to work on that, because Cat Williams really said 2024 is the year of truth, and the truths have been truthing. And also, please follow me on Instagram and TikTok. We are extending the family in 2025. If you are a lover of all things pop culture and just appreciate a good debrief on pretty much anything, then this is the page for you. I promise you, it's a vibe and we have fun over here. I am planning to film at least 2 or 3 pop culture rewinds before the year wraps up, so yeah, please let me know what dominated 2024 for you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye.